This is KMTV. My name is Nathan Charles. Jackson K. George Jr. is there sitting. He's a lead panelist on this production. Felix O. Lawrence III. He's the founder, CEO, Signal Technologies Incorporated. And we're looking at a lot of issues from Liberia. As you know, it was indeed a drama in Liberia when the internet shut down. Also, too, we're looking at other issues from Joseph Human his leadership on access recovery. Yeke Kolba is in Grand Cape County inspecting the B Mountain facility there. Lawmakers from the House of Representatives, they are on recess. They have also shut the doors at the Capitol building. They will return very shortly. Drugs is still major issues in Liberia. Abraham Nkrumah and his team are weeding out those who are peddling drugs in Liberia. Kush and other heinous substances are on the rampage. What is it like? It's Joseph Jenkins Rabo's birthday, a celebration in Liberia. Welcome, guys. So the Diaspora Talk. My name is Nathan Charles. Cyrus McGill could not make it on this program. Joanne Proud C is also affiliated with the Diaspora Talk. Let's start the ball rolling about this big situation first in Liberia. Jackson George.
Yeah, I think like you say, the shutdown yesterday, the internet shutdown affected 6 countries or more countries in West Africa. In fact, my understanding, I had a business associate that called me from Ghana and said that one business guy traveled to Dubai and went to use his cash card, and his bank account was swiped clear. And
Hmm.
so we're hoping that after this, when there's a recovery, we just hope that the damage those hackers have not been able to hack into the people's system and take information, money, and other stuff. So it's serious, but that's why we brought in Felix Lawrence to tell us about another alternative that is right there in Liberia and that could be used as a complementary service to what we have. So Felix, welcome to KMTV. This is
Thank you.
Diaspora Talk.
Thank you,
This is
Jack.
where we bring in people from the diaspora to have an impact, to give their views as to what's happening in Liberia, especially people who are doing stuff in Liberia.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back on the show.
Let's start by telling us, I will see you're the CEO, founder of Signal Technologies. Tell us more, just a few minutes about this company.
So Signal is was born out of a response for a necessity. We live in a country that have the internet penetration of Liberia. Internet penetration meaning how much people have access to the internet is at 34% as of this year in Liberia. To put that into perspective, that's roughly about 1.5, 2 million people. So we have about at least 200, I mean, 2.5 million people in Liberia that don't have internet, that don't have access to internet, don't have access to Facebook, don't have access. Talked to one of our customers who said, you have to drive 2 hours just to get to a town to use the phone and go back. So internet is very crucial. It's crucial to our economic uh, vibrancy, is our education system and everything else. And we have a lot of those areas in Liberia that are far out of reach. That our service, our business model is internet via satellite. We provide internet via satellite, which give us uh, the ability to provide broadband internet nationwide in Liberia, regardless of where you are or your economic status. So we look at ourselves as a complementary to the telecoms, telecoms being Orange, Lone Star, and LTA. But we can go in places that they cannot go.
You look very new. You sound very new in the telecommunications sector. How long have you been in Liberia and what has been your penetration rate so far?
So I've been in and out of Liberia since well, I was born in Liberia. I came to the States and got educated over here. However, I was born in Liberia, left during the war like a lot of people, very young at the time. So I have very little control over that. But After 25 years of being in the IT industry, in the military and stuff like that here, I decided to go back home. I've been going back since 2003 in Liberia, where we have done everything from computer schools to repair shops to support and everything else. But just keep trying and trying. So, yeah, since 2003, I've been going in and out of Liberia.
So, Felix, when you say we can connect anywhere in the country for our viewers, what do you mean?
So our service, like I mentioned earlier, is internet via satellite. Think of it as the DSTV, correct? DSTV gets its signal for TV from the satellite, and DSTV can be delivered anywhere in Liberia, regardless of location. So we are leveraging a technology that does the very same thing, that provides reliable, fast, affordable broadband internet anywhere in Liberia.
So right now, are you providing internet to individuals? But before we go into the individual part of it, let's talk about what happened yesterday. If like you say, Signal technology is a complementary service to the larger internet services in Liberia, but because they are broadband, and what happened yesterday, if we were working with them, if we were supplementing their services, would this process have been as bad as it was for Liberia yesterday?
So, like I mentioned earlier, the telecoms in Liberia do a phenomenal job. Okay, LTC, formerly Little Telco, Orange and Lone Star, these guys are a blessing to our country. Regardless of what anybody can say, they provide services that is much needed. Everything from mobile money to you name it. However, we know back in 20, I believe it's 2017 or something like that, the ACE fiber cable was brought into Liberia. Cable that's being ran right now by CCL and also distributed by C Square via the fiber. So we have an infrastructure in Liberia. After that happened, all of the telcos and MTM, Lone Star, and everything was encouraged to use this medium as the way to get out. So what is going on right now? We have all of our big telecom companies using the same medium, and there's very little in place for redundancy or disaster recovery, like we saw yesterday. So what we provide in our business model, we actually don't just do fiber. We also do the lion's share of our business is internet via satellite. So therefore, that's in the case of yesterday, if we were part of that, that strategy as far as providing some kind of redundancy, yes, everybody, the banks and all that stuff was going to be on. Even we can actually provide internet to Lone Star and Orange as a backup link. We can do that. So no, if we were part of the disaster recovery plan, that was not going to happen yesterday.
How does this, from your own experience, how does it affect national security?
Well,
the internet.
Yes, it is my understanding that local calls in Liberia were working. Okay, so we didn't have a complete disconnect as far as communications in the country. I believe local calls were working. It was just international call coming in, going out of Liberia, and also on the internet as a whole. But this is not good for security. We have a system in Liberia, a security system anywhere in the world that requires command and control kind of stuff. Where any commander or something like that need to be able to talk to his people. Now, in the rural part of Liberia, certain part, like I mentioned, there's no internet. Imagine a border point where there's no communication yesterday. So this is very crucial. It's very crucial to healthcare. Our healthcare sense nowadays we have a lot of devices that runs via the internet. Information that is pulled from the internet. We have schools that are being ran completely. Have management systems online that they provide learning management system, which is quizzes, exams, everything, and what have you. So it's not good at all. We need to plan better.
So how can SIGNAT technology be of assistance to all of these major companies? I mean, do we What is the plan moving forward since we've experienced such a blackout?
So before getting into this business and especially getting to it in Liberia, responding to that need for broadband internet in the entire country. Before deciding to do that, we looked at a lot of solutions, whether it was something from Dubai or Israel or Europe and everything else. And everybody has phenomenal offerings. However, we decided to move ahead with a company called UTSat or Itusat, depending on how you pronounce it. It's a French company. Is the second largest next to Starlink internet company in the world right now. They service over 200 million people all around the world. That's everything from uh, telephones, radios, TV, and everything else, and internet. That's who we represent in Liberia. We represent the direct provider in Liberia, and by doing this, we were able to provide services and that can meet just about any needs in Liberia as far as when it comes to internet. So to answer your question very quickly, yes, Lone Star and Orange, we can provide them what is called backhaul. That can route calls and internet traffic via satellite.
Hmm.
Okay, let me just read this here from looking at the ACE cable as you mentioned. This whole situation happened in Liberia, and everyone went, wow. Hope that other sources of access to internet was given to our people in Liberia, but the ACE cable, few other countries, like you said, Jackson and Felix, they were affected by the as a result of the shutdown there, and we saw a few other companies like Orange, Lone Star. They have been providing more information to their clients, and they are saying that yes, internet has are swiftly being restored slowly, gradually to Liberia. And I want to read a coming here, a few lines from one of the LTA appointed official. That's from Patrick Horner. He's saying that, hey, there must be another new method because other countries were arguing it's not only in Liberia, but he's saying there were other mechanisms put in place as a backup once the internet shut down. So what could be done differently from our LTA officials because they are the regulator of internet facility in Liberia. What can you say towards that?
I think we like to tell him that solution is in Liberia already. It's just a matter of I feel like you want to talk about it. I think the solution Secret Technology provides a solution to what he just spoke about.
And a few lines he said, investing in the second submarine cable and promoting satellite internet access are essential steps in mitigating the impact of future outage and enhance Liberia's resilience in the face of disruption.
The people at LTA does a very these are highly professional, educated people in their various fields. Those are very excellent people that do a very great job. And regulations and policies and what have you. Um, it's not easily done. So I applaud them. For me, in my company, we are just a private small company, okay, that provide a solution that could have been um, uh, a resolution to what happened, or even prevented it from happening. Therefore, what we do is internet via satellite, like I mentioned. We are actually right now coming up with a very grand initiative where we are trying to get at least a satellite beam or two for Liberia. We want to have Liberia have its own exclusive beams. We're in negotiation with our partners right now to make that happen. And if that's the case, we will be able to route just about the entire country um, traffic via, or we can balance it out, have certain going to the ACE and some going through the satellite beam. So we are in discussion right now. We're looking in the next year or so. Liberia is going to have its own satellite beam, and from
What
there,
is that? What is the satellite beam?
so I'm sorry. So the satellite casts a shadow on the Earth, and is represented by these what can I say, these fields, or wherever the coverage casts. So if you look at a satellite coverage um, topology, or illustration, you will see that it's like verticals, circles, you know, in that illustration, and each one of those fields are considered a beam. Right now, we are sharing beams with countries in West Africa and East Central Africa. So we are actually trying to negotiate. Well, we will have our own beam, and that can also bring the service down, that we can have internet everywhere in Liberia.
So Nathan, is the solution is there. It's just a matter of the will, government will to look at this Liberian company and say, let's invest into, or let's give them a chance. I think that's what we.
You bring in a Liberian company.
Well,
When you bring anything Liberian company, it means that it's not up to standard
no, no, no.
in the notion. So what different can you bring to
Well, if
the
you
table?
don't, if we can do it ourselves, who's going to develop Liberia for us? I mean, we can always say that our boonie is rotten. We are professionals. We are smart Liberians, and I think Liberians are capable of doing anything. So we should not downplay ourselves, and maybe that's some of the reasons why we had the problems in the first place, because the solution's been in our country for over a year now.
So do you have clients that you work with in Liberia?
Yes, we are pretty new company. We have been around in planning and doing a proof of concept of our solutions that we provide. We did like 6 months of that. So we've been around since 2021. However, we didn't really go into full operation to the public until last year. And since then, we have grown. We are growing fairly. Let's put it that way. Focusing on rural Liberia, focusing on the underserved Liberians. Part of the country where they're less served. And so far, what we have been able to do, we have right now we have customers in 14 of the 15 counties. The only county we don't have customers in is Maryland County, and we're coming for that also.
So when the internet shut down, what was the reception from your clients? Did it also impacted your customer base?
We didn't even notice the internet was down because yes, we didn't know. We monitor all of our clients and monitor their connections and stuff like that, and we didn't get any surprise. It was like I think a few hours into it, and I was trying to get a hold of my staff, and I couldn't. And I started asking. I said, okay, asking the people at the office because they had internet. What happened to people in the field? Why they're not responding to me? And it's, you don't know the internet is down. And so, but we didn't get any clients complaint. As a matter of fact, we provide internet service to GT Bank in Banga, right? Not Banga, Ganta. And yesterday, GT Bank was the only bank open and providing services in Ganta. Which our technician called me yesterday to tell me that. He was like, "Boss, you can't believe it. GT Bank is the only bank right now that's providing online services. A bank can do a lot of stuff, but yeah, so that was something to celebrate about."
So just by saying that, from the situation that happened, have you been received, or have you received or reached? Have they reached out to you from government cycle, business community? What has been the reception since the internet collapsed? And GD Bank is a witness that yes, we are serving the people of Liberia. Have you received any communication of people opting for your service?
So nothing formally. However, we have gotten messages and calls here. As a matter of fact, GT Bank called us yesterday, and we had to rush and bring their waterside branch because it's very critical to their infrastructure. We had to go and get it up right away. So we brought them back up yesterday while the whole situation was going. So right now that branch is actually on our service. So no, not officially from the government. However, I am familiar with some of the people in the government, and I remain available to them.
So let's talk about the SchoolNet program that you're rolling up. Tell us about the SchoolNet program.
So about sometime early last year, we launched an initiative known as the SchoolNet Project. This project was in response to some of what we were hearing from schools, especially affordability when it comes to internet and the need for it as far as the students and stuff like that. So we launched this program about I say roughly 6 months ago, and right now we have about five schools, if I'm not mistaken, either four or five. And we have about 5,000 students at this point using our internet services. So we believe in internet for all. We believe in internet to for all, by all, regardless of the status and stuff like that, or where they are in the country, because internet is a very crucial, essential part of development and learning process for students and young people.
And right now we providing business to business. When are we going to be rolling out the business to customers?
So
To
we have business to customer. Uh, we have a pilot project going on right now in one in Ganta. We got a couple of customers connected to our tower in Ganta. We have another tower that we're running tests on in the Broadville area, Hotel Africa Broadville area that we provide. We have a few customers there. Over the next week or two, we're going to be rolling out in Painesville. We're going to be rolling out in Buchanan. We're going to be rolling out in Ganta. So you're going to be hearing the ads pretty soon in Ganta, where you're going to be able to buy internet for $45, unlimited internet.
So how is the electricity situation affecting the internet business? And what solution do we have?
So it's tough, and most people think of Ganta as having they got the first electricity from the ECOWAS line. However, that is not as stable as possible. So we try to leverage renewable energy, safe energy with cellular. I'm sorry, solar. So yes, we have difficulties, but we're trying to manage it, and we don't have the money like other people do to just buy whatever they need. So we're doing it slowly, meeting the needs of our clients.
Doing it slowly, penetrating Liberia and the entire rural area in Liberia. He said only Maryland, they have now 34% penetration of internet in Liberia. Over 2 million people are yet to have access to internet. Internet, like somebody said, is day of life. Then you can't go a day without the internet. Like you were saying, Jackson, uh somebody's in another country could not do the transaction, and you know what it means, a day for holiday, the internet system shut down, the entire banking went wow. So we hope that the government of Liberia, the LTA, and other relevant institution will ensure to have another alternative towards internet. Let's go to your gadgets. How what kind of means are people using to browse the internet? Do you have a hub, a router? How is it like?
So we provide internet via what is called as the KU band um, satellite dish. Um, our provider recently started providing low Earth orbiting satellite internet. But yes, our equipment composed of uh, um,
Stay right there. Stay right
a modem and a dish that you each customers get in the case of B2B. However, we do have um, B2C solutions that these dish are being redistributed to the customers, so they only get a small radio to be able to connect to the tower.
So where Signal is located?
Signal has an office in SKD Boulevard Junction. We're in the old building with Nobel. We're above. When you headed towards EWA Junctions, it's on the left hand side. It's close to the formal. What's the company name? Total gas station. Correct. It's right next to the Total gas station. Right in that.
I always say where they got the expensive casket too.
Yes, yes, that's exactly where it is. Yes, yes, it is.
So, Felix, to conclude, what will you say your view on internet in Liberia? What is the future for to have all Liberians or most of the country using smartphones and on the internet, and what benefit does it bring to the country?
So that's a very loaded question. Again, to our model, we believe in internet for all, regardless of where and how much money they have in their pockets, and we try to provide services that cater to the less fortunate in our society. And we try to cater to the learning institutions. Nowadays, they have courses online that you can take for free from Microsoft, from Harvard. You can actually take free courses, regardless of where you are. You just need an email, you need the internet, and you need an email address to register and take it. So these are what I'm just trying to say. These are extraordinary opportunities that we can leverage in education for our young people. We're talking about security in Liberia. We need to have command and control. Our people who are keeping us safe need to be able to reach who they can reach, regardless of where they are in Liberia. But all of this is not possible without the redundancy that we needed yesterday. Um, Again, we are only a complementary to what is being provided in Liberia as far as the Lone Star and the Orange, and on the big telcos, that does the phenomenal job they did. But we could have provided alternative link to the ACE, like a backup link. Like I said, we are in discussion to get two satellite beams for Liberia exclusively, so that instead of Liberians, internet providers that want to go into the satellite industry business, instead of them going all the way to Dubai, or South Africa or Nigeria to get a provider from there, we would actually be able to have our own bandwidth, our exclusive dedicated to just Liberia. This is about each satellite beam is about 700 meg, um, unlimited dedicated internet.
Um,
So we'd be getting about 1,000, which is about right around a gig, a little over a gig, unlimited pure bandwidth. I don't know how to put that in perspective, but that, if you have a gig connection, you can literally download information from an entire uh, library in like 30 seconds. That's how much data you can post. So, in short, what I was just trying to say, we are trying to evolve ourselves, meet the needs of the country, meet the need of the infrastructure, and even help government in whatever way we can. And we're hoping for the best.
So in terms of looking at the affordability for the ordinary people or business people, what is it like? What are the different range in prices in megabytes that you give out? They say a day, they say a month, they say a week for your services.
Okay, so Liberia ranked, I believe it's the 18th country in ranking when it comes to expensive internet. For 1 gig of internet in Liberia, we are at number 18 in the world. Okay. Also, uh, the average civil servant in Liberia, if he or she wants internet unlimited all the time, every day, like people
Yeah.
experience in other places, they will have to spend 40% of their salary
Oh,
to get that. So, we like to put these things into perspective because most people, that you might be well with all, but our government, we have a very miniature pay scale, and some of the people that's down there, it will take them about 40% of their entire salary. The average college student in Liberia spend at least minimum $10 a month for internet. Okay, so this is very expensive, and that's why all of our services are all unlimited services, broadband that we provide. All of our packages, like I mentioned, our cheapest unlimited package is actually $45. However, we have data packages that starts from $7 a month. That can give you about 100 gig or something like that. But please consult our website, www.signal231.com. All of the latest information is on there.
someone would say they need your service in terms of, hey, I'm in different counties. To that affect my usage, my price, the signal that I will get, to that effect that if I'm in Blogonjide, would that affect that?
No, it does not, because right now we have two satellite beams that covers Liberia, and the people customers are put on, they're stagnated on the beam, so that to provide some kind of um, uh, load balancing, per se, where the load is not just on one side or the other of the country. So no, we have allocated, we've been allocated a certain amount of data and space on the satellite beams, and we monitor that, and we make sure we don't overload it. And once we get reach our capacity, we always ask for more. So no, it would not affect you, not at all, in whatever ways. We have maybe 500 people, new customers in Maryland. That's not going to affect you in Monrovia.
So how can people locate you? Like you said, you have your on the phone number. People want to get in touch with your local office because not everyone will come to SKD Boulevard or no SKD Boulevard area. You have a local number to give our viewers, and they can, I mean, call you up, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, and let's look at your marketing strategy. What is it like? How are you going about doing that?
So we have all social media platform. We are on all social media platform. Signal 231 or Signal Technologies on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter. We're on all of the platforms. We can be reached by you just messaging us, sending us a message. We will always get back to you 24/7. So we have people that monitor that. If you just send a message, a serious inquiry to our Facebook page, for example, you will see, you will get responded, and somebody will give you a call. Our number, and I'm trying to just make sure that I have the number correctly and don't say
Yes.
the wrong number. But it's 886 882200 in the Lone Star, and Lone Star MTN, or for Orange, it is 0777 888 Again, Lone Star 8868 82200, and for Orange is 0777 888
So, two reasons uh, gave us two reasons why the government must take this Liberian owned company seriously, and why should Liberian trust you with the internet as a Liberian based company. Two reasons.
So we have put together a management team of experience. I'd say about at least 20 to 100 years of experience between our management group. Liberia has a lot of bright people when it comes to technologies. A lot of people that have a lot to offer and stuff like that, and we certainly respect that. However, we have been around especially with not just the country, but the individuals in the countries. I'm not sorry, not just the company, but the individuals in the company, such as myself, where I always, my heart is back home, my family is there. Um, have my daughter there, and wonderful day. So we have always kept touch. We have lived in Liberia. We have experiences. We have experienced some of those problems that people have in dealing with. Once you get outside of Monrovia, you have a problem with good and stable internet. So we made sure we got the best solution for Liberia. Our partner, Eutelsat, is actually, like I mentioned, the second largest internet company. They recently acquired another internet company called OneWeb, which is one of the real large. They have over 600 satellite in their constellation. So we are, we are not just uh, part of a service of just Liberia or Africa. No, this is a country. This is a company that has customers from Russia to America and over 200 million customers. So we do have a very solid infrastructure for that the government can use as an alternative or as a backup in case like yesterday.
So Liberians should trust you that this will not be business as usual.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We have customers that they can call references. Yes.
Are you making effort to talk to the new government since they took over January? Are you making effort to knock on those? Not business as usual.
But the new government has a lot on its plate. It has to settle. It has to,
I mean, you can take
yeah.
5 years to
So,
settle, man.
so no, we have
But
not
why
done
should
that.
you worry on government settling? Because the people need access to the internet. You have the asset. You have the answer, as Jackson just said, to the problem in Liberia. Why are you not knocking those?
Well, yes, we do advertise our service to people of influence of authority in Liberia. So, a lot of them know about the alternative that we provide. Um, but we believe that this is a solution that everybody needs to play a role in, and everybody has contribution to make towards it. So we're not going to call ourselves as the solution, quote unquote, but we are alternative. We are a complement to what they have right now.
Okay, Felix O. Lawrence III, founder, CEO, Signal Technology. He said they are here, they have solution to our internet wahala, and they are using what a internet-based system
Yes,
that
I
via satellite that they will provide you internet, regardless of you in Locato, Campley, Zuri, Queen, Robert Sport, and you name it. Let me call Jackson Josh area because I'm going great past
Maison,
wherever you
Maison, combat number 2.
are. Okay, wherever you are, internet is essential for everyone life. So as we wrap up this interview, you Felix, I know you are basically me. I love your shirt. However, you need to tell me how you got that shirt. Bought it from Liberia. That's a
got it
nice
from my
shirt.
grandpa.
Oh, okay.
So you late. I
Oh,
can't
that's
turn it over.
Oh, that's a nice shade. Yes. So, finally, as we wrap up this interview with you, your new business in Liberia, what can you say to the government and people in terms of adapting or working with your service?
Um, to what we can provide backup to every infrastructure the government have, every ministry, every service. You have LRA that has uh, paid branches all over the country. Those places need to be connected back to the Morovia that collects the data. So we have the solution. Um, to provide connectivity anywhere in Liberia, regardless to these institutions and these services. Uh, we have been doing a lot of diligent work in getting our SchoolNet project up. We have a project called the SchoolNet project. I think I mentioned that earlier. Where we provide We provide equipment, the internet equipment. We provide the Wi-Fi service, the entire school, at no cost to the school. We underwrite that, and when the students get the chance to pay for their tuition or for their installment, that's when we get paid. But initially, we underwrite the cost, and we have done all of that just to be able to provide service to the people that most need it. You know, usually the people who most need something are the people who cannot afford it. So, but these people can, you know, they can afford it. But we're able to work with schools to do that. We would like to extend our services to the schools, to the ministries, to, you know, whatever have you, and we will, we're open and willing to work with anybody else that has a contribution to make.
Indeed, anyone who have contribution to make, Signal Technology Incorporated is here to help you boost that internet. They are internet satellite based internet, so you have to take advantage of it. What happened on a day ago in Liberia? They have the solution. They are located right in Painesville, right? That's somewhere in Painesville. And Felix gave the number. He said it's 0777 888 020. That's the orange number, and the Lone Star is 886 882200. So we'll keep in touch. If you want to get in touch with Signal Technology, contact KMTV. Just go on our Facebook page and send us a message or call our numbers that's rolling on the screen there, and we'll be glad to help you with all of your questions and how you can get to Signal Technology. They are here to transform internet connectivity throughout Liberia. Already 34%, according to Felix, have access to internet. And the penetration of internet is actually important in Liberia because he said everyone needed, even our schools. He said they have a program that they are working with schools, and that's how they get the money. When they pay some school fees, they get the money through that. You and I know in the US, we depend on our phones for everything. We're traveling, our GPS map, and even in the US, the lowest place like for the entire month, like 30, 45, $50, and you have unlimited internet. The first time I came to the US, when I went on Facebook, after I finished on Facebook, I cut my data off. My brother called me. What happened? I said, give me my data. He started laughing. Like, keep that thing on, man. You don't know that internet. I'm like, oh, really? Like, keep it on. So it's 24/7.
Nathan, that's the beauty about being Liberian and trying to find a solution to our problem. We just not a foreign company coming in, to make profit. So the SchoolNet program is a wonderful program that will help most of our students to get online. They will be able to do research. It's important for us to invest into education, and that's our way of helping our country as well.
Yeah, because I know most of the research, even when I was in university, when you got to go into books and reading books and photocopying, where in teacher can say email. Like when
Mhm.
I'm helping some kids here, when I just came new there, everything is internet class. The Google document. You go there, you log onto that. Until I
Yep.
mean everything. Teachers send assignments, email. The parents are aware what's happening in the school.
And another business could be another company coming in with gadgets to give to the students for a fee. So there's a lot of innovation out there. Once there's a internet solution, another company could pop up and say, I will get iPads,
Yeah,
I will rent it to the students for
yeah.
$10 a month or $5 a month.
A
So
whole
there's so
school.
many
Yeah,
different ways of helping our country, but we do need to invest into education. We do need to do that. Another thing I would say on this platform is that all of these organizations that are in the United States, you have the county organization, they can support the universities or the colleges by getting into the SchoolNet program and trying to subsidize some of the fees for some of those students who cannot afford those fees. Again, the service is basically the installation is free to the university or the colleges or to the schools. It's just that the technology fee, when they pay the technology fee, we get paid. So people should take advantage of it.
are
Yeah.
you knocking the doors of these technology, presenting them some proposal platforms or presentation?
We are. Full disclosure, I am part of Signet Technology, and so we are knocking the doors. We will be rolling out all of these things knocking the doors. You talk about government, we'll be knocking government doors. Talking about agency, we are in 14 counties, we are in the villages, we are in the mountains. We can even put internet if you want it while you're under the water, like those Basa people. We can put internet on top of the water. They can get the internet under the water, So, so I mean, I don't mean to say that, but I'm just saying what the kind of a technology we have that could go all over the country. In fact, there's technology now that can even get on the vehicles, and you can have
Tracking.
internet whatever part of the country you are in your vehicle. If you can afford it, you have internet. So technology has changed, and we must change. And the good thing about it, like I say, we are Liberians. We are trying to find solution to our Liberian problem, and so we'll supplement or complement the other companies. We're not there to fight in our company, but we just want to find lasting solution to our internet problem.
Yeah, and as you are saying, it's a good thing because once the internet comes, like signal technology, if I'm driving from Monrovia to Piano and I say in my bus or in my taxi, I have unlimited Wi-Fi.
So,
Yeah, because even the buses here, Greyhound and other stuff, you have access to internet because sometimes on the highway, like you do with satellite, cable will not pick it up on the highway. You need the satellite and the buses, Greyhound, other buses. You enjoy unlimited internet. And I saw a bus company in Liberia showcasing the buses onto Ivory Coast, leaving from Raleigh as far as passing Kakata, Banga, you going up to a Locato border. You need access to internet. That's about 8 some more hours. I'm going Maryland County, Grand Crew, 15 some more hours. If the roads are terrible, I have access to internet. Why?
Right.
And it's good. So we cannot overemphasize the importance of internet in Liberia. I live it. Not a day my internet. I don't go without internet. So we need it. We cannot overemphasize. Thanks, Mr. Felix O. Lawrence, for always sharing the platform. We'll bring you back here hopefully early next month to look at more of your activities in Liberia. What are the government saying? Hope the new LTA board will be given the chance. We know there is some case involving them. And let's see if you can knock on the doors. Patrick Hunter, one of the LTA board member, is also pushing the issue of internet, satellite-based internet in Liberia. We hope you can list with him and let this Liberia, because President Joseph Boakai said no business as usual, and he will give Liberians the opportunity. We hope that it will not be like George Weah, who said Liberians will not be spectators in their own company. But hey, it was the other way around. Thanks so much, and have yourself a wonderful Friday in your beautiful Father African shite.
thank you, sir.
Let's take
Thank
a
you,
word.
Felix.
Let's take a word from our sponsor. When we come back, we'll look at other issues in Liberia. What happened with the B Mountain, Jugs, and Joseph Yvonne Boakai is on assets recovery.
Let your celebration begin with Park Liquor Outlet, your first Liberian-owned liquor store in the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. We have everything that you need to set that special occasion or bride. For your next party or great get-together with friends, visit Park Liquor Outlet. We have great selection of beer, wine, gin, and many more at affordable prices. Our customer service will make you always want to come back. We are open Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday, 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Park Liquor Outlet, your one-stop celebration store. We are located at 6315 Zine Avenue North, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Visit us today and feel the difference.
Hi, my name is Dr. Kent. Welcome to Brooklyn Chiropractic. Come to Brooklyn Chiropractic if you're having any back or neck pain. Especially, we specialize in treating people in auto and work-related injuries. We've been established here in Brooklyn Center for the last 14 years. And one of the pleasures that I have is helping out in the community. We've sponsored a lot of events throughout the years in the community, and we really appreciate being a part of the community. So if you're experiencing any pain, give us a try. If you want a drug-free way to get better. Thank you.
chance. The young people in the street there who gave them all kinds of names, they are children of this country. We need to give them a chance. Everything people can do us are frustrated. And I can assure you, if we do the right things, this country can be the most blessed country in this region. And that's why we are then. I don't know most of you, and that's not the point. The point is not to know. We are all Nigerians, and we all still want a good country. So every assignment you have is giving you an opportunity to build that good country. We all got friends, we have relationships, but these friendships and relationships, they're not going to help this country unless people are committed. Today, you look around, people who just work, we have worked for years. People who work for just 5, 6 years, they are millionaires overnight. What's the justification? You think this country was just made for you? What happened to all the children in the streets who are not going to school? What happened to people who cannot have opportunity for medical facilities? What happened to the elderly in those villages? They're the ones we've been endowed this country to see out. And it is stewardship. Nobody tell you about which country. Even in the book that we believe, when they gave the money, the 1,000, 5,000, the pastor came back and said, account. That's accountability. When you work for government or for any institution, you got to account. And don't call it which one when they ask you to account. And so that's the job you have to do. All of us have to do.
President Joseph Human Boka, accountability, no wish hound. I don't know none of you guys. I don't have to know you. Let's go after and do the Liberian people job. Look at the guys in the streets. What can we do differently? Joseph Human Boka, president of Liberia, speaking to Access Recovery Team there. Jackson Josh, you're listening to some.
For a long time, this is my first time hearing a president speak in the nature of the way he spoke. In terms of when I always say we still got kids sitting down on blocks in the classroom. Our seniors are hungry. They go to bed hungry. When the healthcare system cannot accommodate all of us, when our educational system is only a few send the children to good school, while a lot of our children are not accommodated in the good schools as well. So the country, he's right. We all have to contribute to this great country we want. When people amass wealth over short period of time and they cannot justify it, they take away from the larger society. You know, when you squander or embezzle money, you take away from the larger community or from the larger population. And so I'm happy to hear him say that. I'm hoping that we all Liberians will change our mindset and give back and give to our communities and give to our country. It's patriotism. I think tribalism is more prone in our country than nationalism. Sectionalism is something that is also in our country. Some people believe that they've made it and the rest of the world should not. We got kids selling in the streets. Are we concerned about those kids selling on the streets? We got kids taking drugs. It's all of our problem. It's not just one group of people or Abraham Kroman problem to ensure that drugs is not on our streets. It's all of us problem. If we see something, we must say something to prevent some of the things that are happening. If a child sits on a block in the classroom, it's all of us problem. It's not just one person problem. When women died of childbirth, it's not a government alone problem. It's all of us problem because we are all government. We are government of the people, for the people, and by the people. We elect our officials. We elect our president. We elect all of the people in power. When we elect these people, we say, go and represent us. So we can't just sit down and allow these things to just happen over the years. We've sat down for fear of being killed, or for fear of reprisal, for whatever reason, we saw our own families, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews amassing wealth, and it was good at the time because they were our family. When government changed, other people get it, then we see other things as unnecessary. So it is for us as Liberians to be patriotic. It is for us as Liberians to look at our country and see how we can lift everybody up, rising tax, you raise all boat. There's no reason why we have a country where majority of our people are poor, majority of our people go to bed hungry, majority of people cannot access the healthcare system for the betterment of themselves. A majority of our people cannot access affordable and good education. And so, uh, again, the people who have made it are the people who are hurting the country the most. And that's why I think the president was trying to lament on that we must be patriotic to our country. We must understand that when we take away, we are taking away from someone. We are hurting someone. Anybody with the liver problem or dialysis, it's a problem. We don't even have dialysis within our country. So can you imagine how much money could be used? So I think the president is right. And for the first time, I've heard a president talking this way, and this is good for our country. The more he talks about it, the better it becomes a deterrent to all of us.
A deterrent to everyone. Liberian, we must ensure that our resources are adequately distributed. And President Joseph Boca said, hey, the team must ensure that bring back the assets. Like last time we spoke to one of our guests, Mr. Coffee, he was saying that assets recovery team must bring on board valuable assets because things that they are going after, it must worth the time and resources for our country, Liberia. You and I know the previous government of CDC headed by George Weah left, and most of his officials we saw on in it's a public secret that they were scraping some police vehicles in some garages. Now, people are concerned, was there no system to track these assets? Like you said, we need to automate the system. Was there no system to track these assets? Nathan was giving thing number XYZ cars in a Jeep or Toyota Land Cruiser 2016. Is there no way to track them? Did Nathan return the car when he left power?
Again, there's technology to put trackers. Signal technology has tracking system in Liberia. If all of government vehicles, we can tell you exactly where government vehicles are if they use our tracking system. Those things must be put in place. But again, is the impunity when people believe they can do it. Who government has power, enormous power, right? Who in their right mind would figure out that I would take government vehicle when they know that government has power? But because over the years there has been impunity, nothing has happened. People are emboldened to take government vehicle. People should be afraid of government in some instances. We shouldn't be afraid of our government officials, but we should be afraid of a system that is put in place, because if the system begins to work, it will hold you accountable for what you've done. And so for people to take government property, I've never heard, these are things that is worrisome. That means our systems are breaking down and it needs to be rebuilt so that people can respect government. Nathan, back then, when 6 o'clock, when they're bringing the flag down, we all used to stop. And you can't walk when the flags are coming down at 6 o'clock, no matter where you are, even if it was a high school. That was those days. And I think we need to, that's when people started respected government. I think we need to bring back some of those things so that people can begin to respect government. We need to start teaching these things in our schools so that people can understand that you cannot take government property. How can you even take government property? It doesn't make sense. But this is something that's happening in our country. So I think we need to enforce our rules and regulation. We need to enforce our constitution. We need to teach civil education in our schools so that young people can understand the dimensions, the differences, or the difference between your action and your inaction.
Let's grade your action and your inaction. This breaking news coming in from the opposition community. They have appointed that Punch TV is reporting that they have appointed Janga Augustus Cole takes over as CDC new chairman after Moduba Modu resigns. That's the latest breaking development from the Coalition for Democratic Change. Janga Cole, former Controller General of Liberia, takes over the CDC as chairman. Former Controller General Janga A. Cole as chairman of the CDC. So CDC now has a new chairman, the new version of the party after Moduba Modu parted away with that party. And another star of the CDC, Jefferson Tamakochi, he just spoke a few minutes ago. There were a lot of comments in his speech. One that is being reported, he said the president assets recovery is a witch hunt and they will not accept it. We'll be looking at that speech hopefully maybe next week and other major development. Jackson George, let's go over to the issue of drugs. You're listening to Abraham Kroma. Let's listen and hear what happened.
Now we listen.
These are some of the drugs confiscated.
Yes, sir.
Let me to understand when he left. Some other drugs that were coming, it is still recorded under this detail, but it's down there to. Yeah. So the time we went out or hair count, you see the other drugs that we brought.
So 704 then said they were going to bring it to.
So I think you can get on
the facility again. So all the one you got
some of the drugs confiscated under the previous.
So Nathan, would they be considered witch hunt?
The assets recovery?
No. I'm talking about the drugs. Would that be considered witch hunt? So we should just allow people to have drugs, because if you went after them, then you're witch hunting. So everything in our country now becomes witch hunt. So we cannot even go after drugs dealer because we witch hunting them. Why should we go after them then? It's the same thing that happens to asset recovery. The same thing that happened when a police officer pulls over or stops somebody or arrests somebody. It's a witch hunt. So we got to stop this idea of witch hunting and look at a country that has to work. I'm sure a former city mayor understands the enormous power that government has. He was in power. He understands that. When he said we're not accepted, then he's saying that the Constitution should not function. We have a Constitution, we have laws, and so I don't know if it's witch hunt in itself, because then that's why I'm asking if everything that happens now becomes witch hunt. I think Kroma has a lot of work on his hand. Again, he's only an enforcer. He can arrest, he can detain, but it has to go through the judiciary system. And if those people are put on the street, he just got to arrest again if they carry on the same thing. But I don't like the fact that everything that's happening now, we are saying is witch hunt. It's only witch hunt when it comes to the big people, but when it comes to the small people on the street, then we're witch hunting. Then we should allow these guys to carry the drugs. We shouldn't go after them because they didn't just start selling drugs yesterday. I'm sure they started selling drugs many years ago. So why are we arresting drugs dealer? Why are we arresting criminals? Why are we arresting all these people? We are witch hunting them. I don't think that's what it is. I think,
but it becomes witch hunt when you just signaling, pointing out one or two key people and not going across the board, looking at the ledger, who are giving computers, who are giving vehicles, and the critical things. So maybe that's why.
Let's go back to the drug dealer. So are you saying that we should look at all the drug dealers and saying this guy got 1 kilo and this guy got 10 kilos, and so we should go after the 50 kilos people and leave the 10 kilo people?
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on what. It depends on what it is. But again, you can only cry witch hunt if you did something wrong. If you did nothing wrong, you have no reason to fear. Right?
Okay.
I'm just saying that if you did nothing wrong, you got nothing to fear. I mean, you can witch hunt me how many you want. If I did nothing wrong, there's nothing there to look for. So I don't think it's a problem. If you're not guilty, you got nothing to worry about. So they can put your name on the list how many times they want to put your name on the list. They can look deep. If you did nothing, there's no reason for you to fear because the law will let you go.
The law will let you go. Let's take this short interview here from Evelyn Prade, who is covering the former rebel leader case. She's covering Conti Camara's appearance for war crimes conviction. Let's listen to Evelyn Prade there from the new narrative. She's covering this case.
and I'm coming to you from the court here in Paris, where it's been 8 long days of hearing from witnesses, victims, people from the TRC. So today we are here to talk to the lawyer representing the civil parties to hear the past 8 days into the hearing, what are her assessments and some of the things that are coming up from the hearing. Welcome to New Narratives.
Thank you.
How has it been overall with work and the trial?
Well, it's been a bit tough. The hearings are really long. The judge president is really taking his time to cover all the matters in a very detailed manner. He asks a lot of questions, and he makes sure everyone, the jurors, understands everything really well. So it's very pedagogic. I don't know if that's an English term, but it's very, it's very methodic. So it's going well, but it's tiring.
So what are your assessments the first 8 days now into the hearing so far?
My assessment for my clients, who are the victims and the plaintiffs in this case, is that they were able to say what they had to say, which is my concern. Is that they are able to come to the court and to be well understood and to be able to really express themselves and say everything that they have to say. So they go back to Liberia with the idea that they did they did what they wanted to do here.
Now, with some of the issues coming up, talking about some inconsistency from the testimonies, dates and time, what can you say? How are you seeing this?
Well, it's been 30 years, and it has already been judged. For instance, in the Aliokoshia case, the minor discrepancy between witness testimonies is the proof that they do not communicate together, they don't align their testimony, so it's the proof of their authenticity.
The prosecutors are trying to, the defense lawyers are trying to plant the seed of making the judge or the jury to understand this whole issue about the age of their client. Do you think you're going to succeed at the end?
Well, I'm not the court.
That's Evelyn Party there covering. We're talking about justice for people who were tortured or raped during the Liberian Civil War. And this Conti Camara, he's been held in the court in Paris for 11 counts of atrocities committed in Lofa County when he served as commander of Ulimu rebel group who raped 8 human beings called cannibals, torture, murder, and force people into hard labor. So he's been tried there. We're talking about the war and economic crime. After 30 years, they are still pursuing one.
So Nathan, you can see that it is very important that we bring a closure to this process, because people are still hurting. People are still traumatized. People need some closure. I don't think it's a bad idea to bring some closure to this. And so let's see how the process works in Liberia. Let's see what happens. But I think a lot of old wounds will be open. I think it will be a difficult task. But I think at the end of the day, Liberians would bring some closure to this, and we can all move on.
We can all move on. Finally, Representative Koluba wants the mountain to ensure that the people's rights and living condition are up to standard. He toured the facility there. This is what he had to say.
Honorable Koluba, what's the stems as a CDS?
The people are treating our people. The people, they are treating our people. Look, you see in a place where they got the stockage, you see the clinic. You saw the pharmacy, right? That is a clinic. You went outside to where our people are, where they are taking the resources from. Our people are doing a heavy work. You saw the clinic, no medicine there, no ambulance there, but you see medicine here, you see ambulance there. People, they are heartless, you see them so. These people, they are heartless. The only way people will live up to what they're supposed to live up to is to shut them down.
Are you taking that stand?
We will take that stand. We will take that stand. We're coming to reach to the point where we take the stand. People feel very proud to care out to where they got air conditions, where they are sitting. But you go outside there to where the you don't have ambulance, you don't have running water. Here they got running water here. Here they enjoy AC. You saw the medicine here. JFK can even come for medicine here and use it for the citizens of this country. You see how wicked these people are? Then we sit every day, we say we represent our people. The people will see representation.
Representative Yeke called about tough talking, outlining the inhumane treatment of Liberians at the B Mountain facility. We already saw over the 5 weeks about 3 or 4 persons, and 2 persons died, several wounded because they want justice.
So what I hear him say is that the people are wicked, right? In terms of B Mountain. But indeed, are those the real wicked people? B Mountain did not come from Utopia and just drop into that area and started mining. They must have signed contracts. They must have gone through a process. So the question then is, who are the real wicked people? That's the question that we all need to answer.
Our duty bearers, the law.
We the people. We the people. We
no,
are
not the ordinary people.
No, the ordinary people elected those people. You know, Nathan, we have to get to the point where we stop saying that the ordinary people are not part of the process or the problem, because they send their representatives down there and they shut them out, and they do nothing when their own representatives are in office. The only time they talk is when their representatives are gone and the next person take over. Then they begin to say something. We are all responsible for what's happening in this country. And until we can start to begin that we are all responsible in our heads, it's not just the people that we send that is sent to Congress that are responsible. We made the decision to send them, and when they make decision, we need to hold them accountable. We don't. My thief is another man's enemy. You know, so we can't continue to say, oh no, you know, they're not responsible. The people are suffering. How can you be suffering and you said nothing about it? For decades,
no,
because your representative is in office, or because your representative is in office,
they've been raising the issue. Like we said, government is continuation.
Correct.
And the issue of, like you said, the issue of our duty bearers, they are not monitoring the situation.
That time we have to fight for what we believe in. And these representatives and senators that look at these contracts and pass the contract come to the people all the time. They meet with the people. They talk to the people. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. I'm not saying mutiny or do something, but continue to advocate for what you believe in. There's no way that those people came from Turkey or whatever and they are the wicked ones. We are our wicked ones to our people, because if we didn't want them to be there in the first place, they wouldn't be there. One. Secondly, if we didn't want them to mine the way they're mining, they wouldn't. If we didn't want them to treat our people the way they're treating our people, they wouldn't. So we have to reevaluate ourselves. And I will agree with his representative that things has to change, because this is the 21st century. I'm happy that we can all see now.
It got worse before it change?
No, it doesn't. But what I'm saying, I'm happy now that we all agreeing that we need to develop this country. But we can't hold one group of people responsible for what's happening when we are factors. We elect them. We elect them to office. There are good people sitting there. If you elected the person to office and they went and represented you, then you say, oh, they're not responsible for that. No, we are all responsible for the decisions we make, the consequences we bear. And that's all I'm saying. So I would not say that these people who just came into our country, these foreign investors that came into our country, are the wicked ones. There's nothing those people can do with all our approval. We approve for them to do what they are doing to our people.
Yeah, but they approved the concession agreement, but it's not being implemented.
Then they will stop operating until they do it.
And who supposed to make them stop operating?
We the people.
So that's why the people have
the government. But what I'm saying, the government, right?
The government is not in the interest of them and taking envelopes, and the pockets are being fed by these concessions.
Then you get my point. The people who elected those people to those offices that get in the envelope are the problem too. Because those envelopes are coming back to them in some shape and form. That's why they don't say nothing. But they have to say something. You know, and so we are all responsible for our problems. Sometimes we are so, I think, like I said, tribalism in our country is more than nationalism. And so these are some of the things that are happening. But we need to realize that the decisions we make, the consequences we bear. And when we send these people to make decisions on our behalf and they make those decisions, then we have to bear the consequences as they come. But we can't be saying that these people are not responsible. You can elect a senator or a representative and you say, no, I'm not part of the decision making process.
But the
It's
thing,
not
the thing,
possible.
yeah, the thing is, Mr. George, when these people raise the issue, they have ways to channel. Not everybody have to protest
No, I'm
before
not
you
saying
bring it. Not
protest.
everyone
I'm
have
not
to
saying
protest. They
protest.
have ways
It's
to go about channeling your grievances.
correct. How long B Mountain been in the country? How long? What kind of a protest are they going? That's reasons you can go and sit to your representative, talk to them. That's press. That's press. There's so many different ways to channel your grievances. I'm not saying that they have not done anything about it. I think they've tried to fight, but you can't stop fighting for what you believe in. You got to continue to fight, and I think it's to the point now where is raising concern. So I'm happy that they've reached the point where some people have taken a banner and fought to this point where they can see, but that's just B Mountain. Let's go back to all of the other concessions that are in our country. I'm hoping that things will change for the betterment of all of us. But I hate the fact when we say we are not responsible for what happened, when we are all responsible for what happened. If we turn a blind eye, look, if you say nothing, if you turn a blind eye, you're just as guilty as the person who's doing something. If you did nothing, you're just as guilty as the person who did something when you can do something about it. So this country, we all have to fight for the betterment of this country. It can't just be a few people. It can't just be one sector of our country, of our population that is responsible for the development of this country. If you're in a village, you are equally responsible for this country. If you're ordinary person, you got there's elections coming. Sit down, understand. You can't have somebody electing somebody over and over and over and getting the same results. What do you expect? Those are some of these things. In Liberia, the senators and representatives have a lot to do in our counties. Unlike before, where the superintendents were, strong and other things, now it's the senators and representatives that are much more powerful than superintendents, and commissioners, because they have to hire these people. So they have to do better. They have to do more for our people. And that's, like I said, nationalism is something that we need to pride ourselves over. And personalism is something that we pride ourselves right now. We are too personal. Everything the greed takes over us, and we don't care about the rest of our fellow men. Rise in tide, you raise all boat. That's all I say.
Jackson George there. This is how we like to wind down this a segment of the Diaspora Talk. We've been here since Monday. It's holiday in Liberia. If you were in Liberia, how did you celebrate the Gigi Rawa's anniversary? Let us know through the comment section. As we wind down this interview, Jackson will be here on Monday. Hopefully, we'll be here on Monday because I'm taking a flight off to another state. So maybe by Wednesday, hopefully, if I can join you, and maybe Cyrus, that would be great. So
yeah, hopefully on Monday I will do a business. Get a few.
Finally, tell us more about this Blue Line event yesterday.
I think the Blue Line, Nathan, when we started this Blue Line thing, 1997, 98, it was about a couple of millions. Now it went to 1.3 billion. 30 miles lane or road, a train track, 1.3 billion. Yesterday, it has gone up to $3 billion, 30 miles. This Blue Line is coming through. It's an extension of what is already there from Minneapolis through Brooklyn Park. And our communities are going to be highly impacted by this Blue Line because the train is going to come through. We are worried about gentrification. We are worried about displacement of small and micro businesses. So, as I always say, if you're not on the table, you're on the menu. And we want to be on the table. We want to know how this is going to be affecting our businesses. We don't want to be displaced. We want to own commercial property along the Blue Line as well as minority business owners. So we don't want the big companies to come and take over and rent to us. We want to own properties. So we are engaging the county, we're engaging the cities, we're engaging the state. As minority-owned businesses, we want to be, that's 30 billion are coming. We want to make sure that our general contractors are part of this immense project. We want to make sure that our businesses are contracted as well, and we want to make sure that when the first cement is put on the ground, that our businesses that will be affected will be paid, so that we don't close down our businesses. So that's the fight that we are fighting right now, and we are hoping that these listening sections are for us to give our input. Thank God they are not just bringing the blue line and saying that it's passing through your city and you have no voice. We have a voice. That's why we invited them to come and talk to us, and so we can ask questions. We've had a lot of impact on the 63rd and 81 crossing, because that's a major crossing, and we had our input. They've taken it into consideration and redesigned the 63rd. Crystal was also redesigned. So there's a lot of input that the community and businesses are putting into this project. But this $3 billion project, we cannot sit on the sidelines, don't participate, and expect that we will benefit from it. So we're fighting on behalf of small and micro businesses. We want them to be taken care of. We don't want our businesses closed because of this massive project. So come 2030, we'll be riding the first train coming through Brooklyn Park.
Come 2030, we'll be riding the first train coming to Brooklyn Park. So what can you tell the Liberian community in terms of this blue line?
Well, what I would tell the Liberian community, if you are a business owner, I will relate my comment to just the business owner. If you're a business owner and you're in the Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, Robbinsdale, Crystal area, be a part of the process. Listen, there are a lot of things that you need to put in place to benefit from this project. When the time comes and they ask you for all of the requirements that you need so that you get paid while the construction is on, if you don't have it, you're never going to get paid. So when we have these sections, it's good for you to come ask questions, prepare the requisite documents that you need to get paid. And so what you want to do, maybe you want to own a property along the line. Maybe you want to be a business owner along the corridor. So it's time for you to start putting yourself together, because when this begins, there are a lot of things that are going to happen. $3 billion is not a small amount of money that you don't want to be a part of. You don't want to own commercial property. We want to own commercial property. We want to generate wealth. It's not a matter of just paying rent and lease, and we can't own some of these commercial property to have generational wealth. We've stayed in this country long enough. We've been here for long enough now to start transforming the way we do business. We can't continue to have these small businesses and rent and not create generational wealth for our families.
And that blue line, according to information, like you said, it will help alleviate most of the difficulties. For example, I'm driving to the airport right now. I got to drive on Uber. It's nothing less than $40 for the Uber. So if the blue line is here, I just take
and the beauty about it, Nathan, is that young people will be able to jump on this blue line and get better jobs, go to the universities that they want to go to. You will be able to jump on the blue line and go to downtown. You can leave your car at one of the parkings and go to downtown and get back on the train and come back before it cut down costs. But most importantly, I'm very happy that these young people now we have access to different universities of their choice, and it won't cost them that much. They can have better jobs. You can hop on the train and go and have better jobs. So it is important that we take advantage of this opportunity and make it work for all of us.
Let's listen to one of the project engineer on the blue line. He spoke then.
On a ramp, or on a ramp, down the Bass Lake Road, and then turn right or left. If you're on Bass Lake Road, you come right across. Now, why? Why are you going to build this gigantic thing here? Two reasons. Number one, to keep traffic flowing on 81 by taking a lane away, not having a traffic signal. Of all the traffic in this intersection, north-south traffic on 81 is the heaviest. Correct. So if we can keep that moving, that helps traffic flow on the whole piece. That's one reason. Number two is that is based on the speed, based on that intersection, that's not the easiest for pedestrians to cross to. And so this allows, this is going to be a little parking ride. They'd like to do a little parking ride here. People just walk right under that ramp into the station. Or people.
Okay, if you want to learn more about the blue line, contact Jackson George. He will give you more
you see in the United States, especially here in Minnesota, you see how much time that section where he was talking about, there has been a lot of community input. People came up and voiced out their concerns. People had their suggestions put in place, and they took those suggestions and created that. And that's why I'm saying, in our own country, when these companies come, they cannot just come and start mining. They need to sit with the community. Community need to put in input so that we all be part of the process, and we can say that they did not we did not participate in the process. So again, the blue line will come. It's been a long time coming. We were on the anti-displacement committee as well. It took us almost over a year in the anti-displacement committee, talking about how our businesses can be displaced, how gentrification can affect our communities. And so it's been a long process, and I'm happy that LIBA has been leading the way in supporting and assisting small and micro businesses in understanding the need and the benefits, the opportunities that are coming to our cities.
Thanks so much, Mr. Jackson George, for leading the delegation of LIBA and making us sit at the table, not being on the menu, as you always say. And this is the Diaspora Talk. My name is Nathan Charles. Blue Line is coming to to Minnesota very soon, and Liberia will also benefit very soon from a lot of transportation system. Until we come your way again next week, Cyrus Mangiu, the lead presenter of this program, Joanne Proud CA, is also affiliated with this program. Jackson George, who is taking all of his time to come and educate our Liberian people. He said this year we have to start talking, and he's onto this thing every day. We say we much appreciate you because of your busy schedule to leave it and come here. It worth a lot. People like you being paid $100 an hour in this country now with your status.
No, that's too small. I'll take 500 an hour.
500 an hour.
And not being underpaid though.
Oh, okay. And it's free of charge. Oh, thanks so much. Have yourself a wonderful day, Jackson.
Yeah, thank you.